Good morning and welcome back to Simple Truth. Over the past 2 weeks that I have not been filming Simple Truth, life has quite frankly been pretty complex. My wife and I decided about a year ago that we were going to order a manufactured house. And over the last couple of weeks, it's gotten to our house. The site work's been done, the house is there. There only needs to be a few things and then we can move in. But it's amazing how complex life gets. And it got me to thinking about this whole idea of simple truth. My intention for Simple Truth was just to point out some simple things. Now, complex may be in application, but just really simple things. But it's amazed me over the course of the 20 or so episodes that I've done at how complex things have gotten. They've gone from 5-6 minutes in nature to 9 or 10 minutes in nature, where I continually am trying to put more and more stuff into it. And I think that happens with you and I on a day-to-day basis. At its core, it's amazing how simple life is. That you and I are to wake up every day and simply be about doing the things that we're called to do. That comes from our being. Who is it that we are, and what do we do with that? But unfortunately, life gets complex because we start focusing rather than on being, on doing. And we find ourselves doing more and more and more. And pretty soon, things are flipped on its head and we're being defined by what we do, not who we are. So all of a sudden, we're baseball coaches and soccer coaches, and we're after school monitors, and we're doing this and that. But simply put, we need to get back to who we are. It's amazing how God really addresses this. He boils things down, 613 commands, and Jesus takes it down to two simple things. Start your day out loving God and love the people that God loves. Not because you want to, not because you feel like it, but because God says that's what life is all about. Building that connection with God and building the connection with people. Those are the things that are important to God. So those are the things that should be important to me. Yet those are the very things that I tend to put to the side pretty quickly on a busy day. I don't have time to work on my relationship with God. I just depend on my relationship with God. And I don't have time to really work on my relationship with people. I just depend on those relationships. I take advantage of those relationships. And sadly, I misuse those relationships. But that's not what life is about. Isn't it funny that the very things that we're dependent upon, well, those are the things that we spend little time investing in. And that's not what life is about. So here's the simple truth for today. Take a look at your life, what you're investing in, who you're investing in. And are you doing that in such a way that you're going to get the dividend, the outcome that you desire? That there's actually going to be something for you to depend on, somebody for you to depend on. Are you investing in your relationship with God and in God that's going to pay you a dividend today? Now that dividend is going to look differently because, quite frankly, I have a prerequisite for dividends. I will invest in someone as long as it's going to pay what I want it to pay. And then is that God just is that get out of jail free card, that insurance card, all those things that I just want God to follow me around and just make sure that my day is really smooth. That's not what God is talking about. God's investment strategy for you and I is that we would invest in Him and His plan and purpose for our life. You see, again, the simple truth is there's two plans for your life today. The first one, the best one, is God's. The second one is yours and anyone who you might give permission to plan out your life. But the simplicity of today is the success of this day. It's going to depend on whose plan you follow. So simply today, whose plan, whose purpose are you following for your life?